Golden sands under my feet, waves crashing loud, a steady beat, palms swaying left, swaying right, endless blue from day to night. Cycling, calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Cycling, calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Barbecue smoke fills the air, street stalls glow without a care. Red rice served with love so true, Kelligan shining in the view. Drums pounding in the distance, dance ignites the night's persistence. Cycling, calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Cycling, calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Tomorrow chants, they rise, they fall, history carved in every wall. Tinian whispers, ancient lore, Cycling soul forevermore. Cycling, calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Cycling, calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Cycling, calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Cycling, calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Dreams
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Two regional officials tell AP President Trump threatened to bomb Oman because he's unhappy the country's close to a deal with Iran to manage ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz.
The trajectory of events we would like to see in Qatar is an agreement on the opening of the Strait of Hormuz, which would coincide with the resumption of the ceasefire and the resumption of the talks.
Qatar's foreign ministry spokesman Majid al-Ansari.
It's not very systematic on our end, but what I would say is that the agreement over the Strait of Hormuz would make it much easier for us to resume the talks between the United States and Iran.
President Trump says the U.S. has no planned talks with Iran, but he insists the Strait of Hormuz remains open. This despite
a ship hit by a projectile while sailing out of the Strait of Hormuz on Tuesday, with no one claiming responsibility for the attack. It comes as Iran and Oman are close to making a deal on a plan to manage the strait, as President Trump threatened to bomb Oman if it got in the way. I'm Karen Shamas.
As for oil prices, Brent crude crept higher today, settling above $91 per barrel. U.S. gasoline prices are holding high but steady for now. AAA puts the national average for regular grade above $4.06 per gallon. On Wall Street, AI stocks were the main driver again, and that pulled the market lower. The S&P fell 0.7%, the Nasdaq 1.3%, while the Dow shed 116 points, or about 0.2%. In other news, the U.S. and Canada have been negotiating a trade truce ahead of a tariff deadline set by President Trump. 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of Canadian products are set to take effect at 12:01 a.m. And opening statements have started in a federal trial involving Meta platforms. 4 states are seeking billions of dollars in damages for social media harms to children. This is AP News. after a magnitude 7.7 earthquake hit Indonesia 3 days ago, killing at least 70 people. Tens of thousands remain displaced on Flores Island.
Inside tents, families sit and sleep alongside the few belongings they were able to save after the tremor destroyed or severely damaged their homes. For Maimuna Al-Karim, the earthquake on Saturday turned into a desperate search for her children. Shortly after she finished dawn prayers, she ran outside looking for her children as the walls of her home came down. For now, the temporary shelter has become a home for her family. As residents try to rebuild their lives, aid continues to arrive. People unload supplies from vehicles, while others gather around tents, distributing food and other necessities. For families who lost their homes, the immediate priority is simple: keeping their children safe, fed and together while they begin to recover from the ordeal. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The latest at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
After Super Typhoon Sinlaku, recovery isn't just about rebuilding homes and clearing debris. It's about taking care of each other. It's normal to feel stress, fear, or sadness during recovery. Healing isn't a straight path. Take it one day at a time. Acknowledge your feelings. Stay connected with family and neighbors. Build small daily routines. And if it gets overwhelming, reach out. Seeking support is a sign of strength. NM Posse's PIME program is here for CNMI residents. Call 670-235-7273 or 670-789-6021 or visit nmposse.org. Together we rebuild, and together we heal. You are stronger than the storm. Message from NM Posse's PIME program, paid for by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Came sideways, took the roof off for the year. Then July came knocking.
Can you hear me okay?
Wrote his door.
Can you see my picture?
We counted every window.
I got no audio on you.
Every tree, and we counted every neighbor at the shore. And the radio kept talking through the night. Somebody's generator, somebody's light, somebody's light. We're back in the Marianas, stopping, tinny and road to hold on. Blue tops turning into rooftops, every single one of
Hi, good morning, Marianas. It is 7:49 here in sunny Saipan. By sunny, I mean rainy and kind of gloomy. It's not that bad, but it is a little bit shinier out here now that we got a smiling face all the way from the island of Guam. You normally see someone who starts with an L. This time we're going to start with a B. Together they're pounds, I guess. Landon and Brandon. But Landon is out there in Chuk these days. So today we've got Brandon, the meteorologist in charge from the National Weather Service in Guam. He's all the way there. You can see him on the screen. Hopefully he can actually hear us this time as we are going back and forth because that may not be the case. Now, hopefully you can hear us. Are you able to hear us? Well, maybe. We can hear him just fine. The only thing is that he can't seem to hear us. We're going to figure this out. 1 second. I'm going to make a quick change, and hopefully this will take care of it. Hopefully he can hear us. Now, can you hear us this time? Yes. All right, there we go. The only thing is I don't think I can hear you now. Are you there?
Test.
Oh, yeah, now I can hear you great. It's perfect. Magic. It happens. Finally, it all comes together. Yeah, I know. I got that. Brandon, the meteorologist in charge, the man with the plan, while Landon's out there exploring his film career in Micronesia, we have Brandon in his place.
Yes, we're kind of in a interesting scenario that Landon is down in Micronesia. He's down there in Chukan Pohnpei states to talk about weather preparedness and provide some workshops and working with the emergency management down there. But what a unique opportunity to actually be down there to integrate with emergency managers as this tropical depression forms just in that neighborhood. So this is kind of a first time experience and kind of a great opportunity despite all the negativity of having such a weather pattern affecting those islands.
Well, it was a shocker. We saw that it was coming. In fact, we heard, hey, it's rated low for development. Okay, no problem. Everything's going to be fine. Everybody's fine. Yeah. Everybody's watching the colorful apps and all that other stuff. And then all of a sudden, well, pal, I got the message last night around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm like, why are we putting this out? Oh my gosh, it's rated high for development. When did this happen?
Yes, it kind of ramped up pretty quickly through midday yesterday, Tuesday. We are looking at that low potential for formation that we're still looking at something a couple of days away. It's a very lopsided circulation. The stronger westerly winds are all to the south of the circulation. It's very dry, much lighter winds on the north side. You really want to have more of a symmetric circulation to start taking shape and as it gets better organized. But we had some midday satellite data came in that showed a really impressive wind field, mainly the south side westerlies as anticipated, but we saw a very coherent circulation, well-rounded, and usually that's one of those little steps as part of the process to start organizing and intensifying. And so that prompted Joint Typhoon Warning Center to raise to a medium, TC formation likely, but beyond 24 hours. And then as the model data started to update with the new observational data, that timeline slipped a little bit faster. And so that tropical cyclone formation alert in the evening and the eventual declaration of a tropical depression number 17 before midnight. And so that establishes 92W is now tropical depression 17W, the 17th of 2026 as based on Joint Typhoon Warning Center records.
Yesterday we were talking with teen heartthrob Patrick Dahl, and he was telling us about what was happening and what he was seeing with that pattern, how it was slowing down, and that had some foreboding about it because it was going to be able to develop. It had the ability to develop some strength.
Absolutely, and especially for the islands across Micronesia, the longer something like this sits in place, even though it's not intense, it's not strong in the grand scheme of tropical cyclones, those battering winds of 25 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour, stronger gusts, the waves of heavy torrential showers, it takes a toll on the area. We're seeing those seas develop, and their coastal infrastructure is very susceptible to these conditions. And so we are seeing those impacts just start to mount, as it did with Senlaku back in April. But the other thing is for the Marianas, as we anticipate that eventual northwest motion. We were talking about it late last week, watching it over the weekend. And I think probably today we should start to see that long anticipated northwest motion start to take over. And right now, 7 o'clock this morning, the forecast track number 2, it does reflect a west-northwest motion of 6 miles per hour. That could be that turn taking place right now. Once that happens, and we've got a definitive northwest motion, we're going to start seeing that potential range of track is going to start to solidify around the common theme that right now it is focused in the far northern islands for this weekend, perhaps as close as Pagan Island, but really want to see that definitive northwest motion and have that certainty before we really start to narrow that eventual outcome.
Well, you know, we're just looking at it and thinking, yikes. I mean, like, of course, the entire Marianas has been through a bunch already, and nobody wants to see any more of it at all. And my goodness, you know, anything that comes remotely close is too close for us these days.
Absolutely, and this is one of those anticipations of this year with a strong El Nino. It was our anticipation in 2023 that did not quite pan out. That El Nino did not deliver the tropical cyclones, at least in the quantity that we were anticipating. Yes, we did get a couple of hits, but not the quantity. This year is delivering. And so when we talk about preparation, we do not have any tropical storm or typhoon watches or warnings in effect for the Marianas. We issue those as early as 48 hours before onset of tropical storm conditions. We've still got a little bit of wiggle room. We still got a couple more days to watch to see 17W lift out of Chuk State. Mm-hmm. But it just goes back to the importance of any time of year having that personal, that office, that corporate preparation ready. We can get tropical cyclones any time of the year, even more so in the wet season when we see that tropical cyclone threat at its peak for the Marianas, and then even more so for an El Nino pattern as we are currently. And so we've still got 4 more months of 2026 to go through. Be prepared. Perhaps don't take all your actions right now. Right now is the time to watch, to monitor, and know where to get the most up-to-date information and when to expect it. Every 6 hours from our webpage, weather.gov/GUM. We have just updated our public advisory as of 8 o'clock. We will have public advisory updates every 3 hours, but the track is updated on the 2 and 8 p.m. and a.m. So be looking out for that. The number 3 advisory will come out at 2 p.m. today.
Well, that's great, and it's you guys are dependable. You're reliable. You are the only ones that we want. We're not the color app chasers. But don't get me wrong. When people send them to us, you know, we look at it. It's like, holy smokes! You know, take a look at that. You know, what could that be? And you know, when we talk to Landon, you know, he's like, hey, you know, everybody has access to all this information now. The difference is do you know what to do with it?
And that is the big question. Yesterday's Facebook Live, I showed a graphic, one of the model, I think it was a 90-hour projection for Sunday afternoon. And this model showed a strong typhoon passing to the northwest of the far northern islands. And even though that looks to be pretty close to the current forecast track, the reality is there's a lot of spread when you look at the ensembles, and that's the multiple variations of a single track. And there was quite a bit of a spread, east and west, north and south, and timing. And so that's what we try to put into our single forecast to reflect that potential. But once we start getting, we're in that 4 to 5 day range as we get closer, that range of variability inevitably decreases. And so that's where we are as we move forward. And especially once we see that definitive northwest motion should be pretty well defined in the next 12 to 18 hours.
Well, that's what we're looking for. Right now, there's still no watches, no warnings that we have going on, but it is a great call for folks to start getting ready. It's that time of year, right? I mean, it seems like all year's been that kind of year so far.
Yep. So knock on your neighbor's doors, call your friend. Do you have any plans this weekend? Maybe think about what could be going on with the weather. Even if we're not getting a direct impact of tropical storm conditions for Tinian and Saipan, those peripheral surrounding impacts will still be there. And with that said, we are looking at some wet weather this morning across the lower Marianas. Nothing directly related to 17W, but it's more of the surrounding pattern that has just kind of set up a convergent flow. And so we're seeing those showers this morning. We could actually have a couple of days of drier, more pleasant conditions Thursday, Friday, maybe as late as Saturday. But as we head into Sunday, we're going to start seeing those southwest winds pick up. And you may see in some of our discussions, we might call it a southwest monsoon tail. And so that is the southwesterly winds blowing into the tropical cyclone. And that's what we could be really looking at for the lower Marianas late weekend, early next week. Periods of heavier showers at times, stronger, gustier southwest winds, and increasing chop on the waters. So be aware what's going to what we're looking at for the weekend, and then of course for the far northern islands, that increasing potential of a passage of a strong typhoon.
Well, right now, what we've got planned for this weekend is the parade. It's the rescheduled Liberation Parade. You know, people are getting excited, making plans, and trying to get all this stuff done. The question is, what do you think? What are we looking at for Saturday? That's supposed to be Saturday at 10 o'clock.
Yes, and so nature has a way of liking to rain on parades. There's a reason for that saying. So that's going to be one of those tough conversations we're going to be having in the next day, today, tomorrow, for the decision makers up there to kind of look at the plans and the timing. So we're going to be taking a close look at the weather conditions, trying to get the most accurate forecast to the folks up there so they can make the best decision. I know people are looking forward to that parade. Too bad Bobby had to rain on the original, and it's just the way it is. So we're going to be looking at that closely. Guam did not have their Liberation Parade on July 21st, so we're doing kind of bad this year in the Marianas for Liberation Parades. We might just have to do a permanent relocation of parade dates to January.
Yeah, no kidding. Or an indoor parade. I mean, that's going to have to be it. We got the whole DFS building that's empty. You know, why not just roll people through the promenade, man? Well, so it's looking like we're going to get some rain for sure this weekend. Do you know what the winds? I know it depends on what's going to happen in the next few hours, so we'll have to probably just keep track and keep our eyes peeled to everything that's coming from you guys. The next one you said is at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock this afternoon. And so the thing I'm looking for from a meteorological standpoint is I want to see that definitive northwest motion. That is when we are going to be able to really lock in that scenario where it's going to pass. And that's going to narrow that range of potential. But as it stands right now, be ready to take actions as needed in case we see a southward shift in the forecast track, in case that threat intensifies for the lower islands. For Rota, Tinian, or Saipan. We're going to be communicating that, but right now, watch it and be aware of the latest information.
And you can do that on the website, weather.gov/Guam and /cyclones, which is where I'm at right now. And again, it's there's a public tropical cyclone advisory that was issued last night at 9:31. That's what got everybody all excited and everything. The local statement was issued last night. You said there was another one that was issued just a little bit ago, a couple of minutes ago.
Absolutely. And so that's a great thing to bring up. If you go to that webpage that you're referencing, you're going to see a grade box at the kind of in the middle of that page. Two advisories that we have. One is the public tropical cyclone advisory, and then the other one is a local statement. The public tropical cyclone advisory, we normally issue those every 6 hours on the 2s and the 8s when there are no TC watches or warnings. Once we have tropical cyclone watches or warnings in effect for anywhere in our area of responsibility, from the Marshall Islands, the FSM, Palau, the Marianas, We will be issuing those every 3 hours. And then we have that local statement. That local statement is relevant to the islands that have an active tropical cyclone watch or warning. It gives some details and suggested actions for preparation. And it gives a kind of a walkthrough timeline of the various impacts, when to expect, and perhaps those peak conditions and when. So right now, that is all relevant to Chuuk and Pohnpei states and some of the outer islands. Nothing for the Marianas in that local statement. But as we get closer, we would anticipate the inclusion of the far northern islands, Agrigan, Alamagan, and Pagan, based on the current forecast track, and move it forward a few days. But we're going to be watching for any potential that risk increases for Saipan or Tinian or Rota or Guam.
Man, do you guys have your hands full? So, what happens when these things happen? I know that I get a whole bunch of phone calls and messages and all that on all the different things on social media, on WhatsApp, personal calls, texts, and all that other stuff. And I've been just telling people, hey, dude, I didn't even sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I got to get it from you guys.
Well, it's definitely a team effort here. We've got a couple of forecasters. We're between our shift changes this morning. We're expanding our shifts just to really maximize the footprint of bodies we have in our office, to maintain a steady and increased flow of communication and output. And I've got my phone. I've got Landon's spare phone, so I'm just taking all of it. I've lost my coffee cup, so I'm kind of drinking out of the can right now. But we're going to get through this somehow. But we're going to be here. We're here 24/7, and we're going to maintain that communication until things go out, and then we're still going to be 24/7, watching for any other threats.
Well, and all this while, by the way, we're also building toward your building of things over there at Micronesia Mall. You have the Tower for Humanity coming up. And can you give us the latest on that? This is I love hearing about this stuff.
Well, this will be our 9th project, I do believe. And this will be the first one that we may have to go into a delayed transport of all the blocks. So we have a motorcade that will go from Landon's house to the mall to transport our blocks. We're tentatively looking at Sunday the 23rd. I think Sunday is the 23rd. Looking at the 23rd to move everything, but it's going to be weather dependent. Landon has his leave request submitted for a lot of the construction dates. I've got my leave request submitted for those construction dates, but I put in partial day of leaves, anticipating just the administrative duties of the meteorologist in charge. Still going to have to take care of some office functions, but everything is dependent on local and regional weather. So when weather rears up, as it is with 17W, everything's going to be paused on the external side. But when we get things easing up, we're going to be at the Micronesia Mall building and having a blast, engaging with the community. But we got a lot of actions geared up with public first responders, the emergency management community, because in September, we really want to have a big day event at the mall, open to the public, to learn about hazards, preparation, how people can develop personal preparation plans for their homes, for the businesses, and so that we can have a ready Marianas. And we're going to try to do the same thing for the CNMI later on. So that is kind of in the works in the background. But again, everything is weather dependent. Everything will take second seat if tropical cyclones are developing or affecting any of our area. So prioritization.
Wow, it's terrible to let your real job get in the way out of the stuff that you're really passionate about doing. Luckily, you're great at both. The other thing, I always pay attention to what you guys got in the backgrounds and all that stuff. And you got that little electric zapper looking thing over there over your shoulder.
Yeah, I've got this one. This is one that my predecessor, Jenny Miller, she had gotten for the office for something just because it's interesting. My son likes to play with this, so it usually keeps me company during the day. I like to joke that is our weather control device, that I can kind of control the regional weather.
That's great.
And I'm trying to push everything away from us.
All right. Well, hey, Brandon, thanks for making some time to get with us this morning, let us know about what's happening. Everybody's interested in this. Everybody's following this. And, we just took off the boards off the window just before the weekend. And I was excited about that. Here we go.
Yep. We've got this. We've been here many times. This year has taught lessons. It has bruised us, but we're going to get through it. Of course, we know what to do. I think we are battle tried, perhaps battle worn, but we know the routine, and just be ready to act should that moment come in the next several days. But we're going to be communicating fully and steadily until this thing is well beyond the Marianas.
Awesome. Well, that is the words of wisdom from someone who's been there and someone who knows. They're just a little bit further south in the Marianas than us. And we look forward to flying down there and checking you guys out with everything. So just keep pushing this storm away from us so we can get down there. No problem. Don't have to worry about leaving anybody behind or any messes behind.
Absolutely. Look forward to having you down. I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and really looking forward to getting this project off the ground. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to be a fun event. So we'll see you soon.
All right. Brandon Idlet, he is the meteorologist in charge down there in Guam. That's right. He is cooler than Landon officially in title. I don't know who rates higher with the parents, but I did see that Landon had some of that jam. I don't know if you got any of it. But by the way,
I've got some of that jam. I've got some, and I would say as a firstborn, that would imply that I'm the favorite because my mother wanted to see me first.
I love it. All right, Brandon, hey, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.
All right, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, and keeping us up to date on everything that's happening weather related. Brandon Islet, thanks so much.
Landon's calling. Oops.
Oh, no way. Is he calling?
He heard. I'm going to have to deal with some family troubles now. I said too much.
That's great. Landon, we still love you, buddy. You can still come back on the show. All right, we'll let you go. Take care.
Take care.
All right, there you go, folks. Now we're going to move on and talk about some other stuff that we got. Today's going to be an exciting day. We got folks coming in from the world of pickleball. That'll be coming up in a little bit, but we will talk to you guys more about what's happening. Hold on. About weather today. And again, that's what's on the minds of folks throughout the Marianas. Are we getting another typhoon? Are we getting another storm? So like we said, like we just heard, there are no watches, there are no warnings, but there is a call for you to be prepared, just like that Disney song was telling you. Be prepared. And because that's it. When these storms are rearing their head around, we got to get prepared for it. So 92 west now turned into 17 and change, making its way our way eventually. 17 west now, tropical depression. And we are going to wait. The next weather report that's coming out from the National Weather Service is going to be at 2 p.m. today. So we'll make sure that we've got you covered for that. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some headline stuff. And there's a bunch, too, for us to get to. But we'll see you in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
After years of serving our community as a disability advocate, Lord, I leave it up to you to guide me on this path to serve Precinct 1 on a bigger level. Not just for myself, but for many others. I'm ready to serve our disability community and every voter with stronger leadership and a louder voice. My name is John Damapan Jr., Precinct 1 candidate for House of Representatives, ready to be an equal voice for all abilities. Please vote Republican. My name is John D.L.G. Damapan Jr., and I approve this message.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
CNMI, in a season full of promises, this is mine to you. I will keep showing up. I will keep working hard, and I will keep working with anybody as long as it benefits the CNMI. Don't send us back to the starting line. Send us back to finish what we started.
I am Kimberlyn King Hines, and I approve this message.
Fox Sports Update.
He's on the restricted list after going AWOL. Diamondbacks All-Star second baseman Ketel Marte failed to show up for Monday night's game against the Red Sox in Boston. His manager, Torey Lovullo, says Marte is dealing with a personal matter.
We deal with a lot as baseball managers and coaches and teachers. You know, sometimes you get disappointed, sometimes you get let down, but we're gonna figure out how to work through this.
This is the second straight year Marte has gone missing. Last year he left the team when his home in the Scottsdale, Arizona area was burglarized during the All-Star break. The Diamondbacks continue their series in Boston tonight against the Sox. First pitch at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. There's a full slate of MLB action this evening. We've got 14 other games, including the Philadelphia Phillies putting their 4-game winning streak on the line at home against the Marlins. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. Eastern. While in New York, the Mets, winners of 4 straight, they play host to the San Diego Padres at Citi Field. First pitch there at 7:10 p.m. Eastern. A family feud may be brewing in L.A. Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss is reportedly contesting her siblings' vote to sell the family's remaining 17.8% share of the NBA team to Bob Iger and Josh Kushner. Buss is arguing her siblings cannot legally execute a sale without her approval. Her lawyers have filed paperwork to stop the sale with the Superior Court of L.A. Stay tuned on that one. Meanwhile, from the NFL, Commissioner Roger Goodell telling a German media outlet that it is, quote, inevitable that the league will eventually have a team permanently based outside of the United States. And you can download the Fox Sports Podcast. Head over to Apple, Spotify, or frankly, wherever you like to go to download your favorite podcast. I'm Frank Lanza.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
came sideways, took the roof off for the year. Then July came knocking on Rhoda's door. We counted every window, we counted every tree, and we counted every neighbor at the shore. And the radio kept talking through the night. Somebody's generator, somebody's light, somebody's light. We're back in the Marianas, Saipan, Tinny, and Rhoda, hold on. Blue tops turning into rooftops, every single one of us still standing here strong. Oh, 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 we're back in the Marianas. Oh, and we're not going anywhere. Line crews in the sunrise, chainsaws in the rain. Somebody's auntie cooking for the crew. Trucks hauling August out of everybody's yard, and the flame trees came back greener than they grew. And the reach still breaks the water into wine. Somebody's daughter, somebody's fly, somebody's fly. We're back in the Marianas, Saipan, Tinny, and Rhoda, hold on. Blue tops turning into rooftops, every single one of us still standing here strong. Oh, 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 we're back in the Marianas. Oh, 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 and we're not going anywhere.
All right, Marianas, 8:21 in the morning here on Wednesday, August 19th. My goodness, August 19th. It is already cruising through this month, and we're on our way to September, and we got so much more going on. I want to say good morning to all of you guys who are out there in comment world. Who do we got out there? We got Dogumans out there saying, half a day, Toto Molik, how are you? Hey, great to see you. Ignacio de la Cruz, great to see you. He's after hearing about the typhoon. He's like, goodbye, Marianas. I hear you. Luisa's out there. She says, well, hello. Well, hello to you too. Good. Evelyn Kango is in the house. Great to see you as always, Evelyn. Thanks so much for joining us today. Wicoli Max says, good morning. Great to see you too. Thanks for joining us. Jack Buekas says, good morning. Buenas, Brad and Brandon. Yeah, he was over there watching the weather, which is great. Pat Itamar saying, good buenas. Lesur Marianas, great to see you too. Thanks for joining us again today. It's always great to see you out there. Connie Park Baza says, good morning, Brad and the Marianas. Wonderful to see you. Karen Decker is with us today. So great to see you. Thanks for joining us again. The kind of Karen we like. Robert Harrison Myers Jr. By the way, Mang, you got to send us a message so we can get you on the show to talk about it. You're running for office. We got to get you on for sure. And Connie, you're right. I'm with you. She says, please, no more typhoons. We had enough. Ungan, I'm with you 100%. My Aunt Diane is in the house saying, good morning, Brad. My favorite aunt is here. That's right. I love you, Aunt Diane. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here with us all the way from the mainland. Maggie Benali out here. Saying good morning, Brad. Good morning to you, too. Oh, there's my veteran brother out there. Eric Mafta saying good Wednesday morning, Brad, Sinamai, and everyone listening to this wonderful station. Have a blessed and safe day. Drive safe, buckle up. Road is slippery today. God bless you all always. How about those messages from Eric Mafta? Always got something inspirational for everybody. And then who else is out there? Josie Adarve saying good morning, Brad, and good morning to the Marianas. Great to see you. Oh, Maggie says, I'm still in a tent. And I don't want it to fly away. Please, no more typhoons. My gosh, I can't wait till you get something more permanent after this storm. It's been absolutely devastating with those back-to-back storms, this being one of the hottest years on record with regards to water temperature. And the sooner that you can get all that stuff that you need from the folks either at SBA or from FEMA, I know it's going to be a lot easier for you. And we're cheering for you, and we're hoping for you, and we're praying for you. And yeah, we hope that you're good to go. If this thing does get a little bit closer and all that stuff, we'll be sure to let everybody know as it's going. All right. Well, who else is out there? Everybody's out there, really. Man, we were going to talk about a couple of different things, but one of the things I want to talk about, this is something for your veterans who are out there. There VA claims. There are folks coming here from the Veterans of Foreign War specific areas. The Department Service Officer, Vernon Lask, is coming to Saipan. That's right, September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. You can have a one-on-one with the Department Service Officer for the Veterans of Foreign War specific areas. You don't want to miss this. Vernon Lask is the expert on it. Who's getting this thing put together? Well, I would love to tell you. Anthony Debapon. You've seen him on the show on multiple occasions. He's the Senior Vice Commander with our local VFW Saipan Post 3457. He's also the Assistant Department Service Officer. That is right. The man with the beard is going to get you covered. He covers up his chin, and he's going to get you covered, too, for all your benefits. Again, this is going to be September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And all the location's going to be determined. They're working that part out right now. If you want more information about it, we're going to put all this stuff on the website and social media channels right after the show. But you can call Tony Dempon at 670-785-1442, or you can send him an email at tdemapan, that's TDEMAPAN 808 at gmail.com. And you can get yourself all the information that you need. Again, those are the 3 dates. Vernon Lask is going to be a busy guy over here in the Marianas, taking care of all the vets. So get ready for that. Just put that in your calendar. Veterans Claims and Benefits Assistance is going to be coming to Saipan. And thanks to Anthony Dempon for doing that. The guy who's one of the heart and soul of the Project Buddy Check 670 and one of the senior leaders for the local VFW. So it's great. Winona says, good morning. Is there any update from the CNMI Nutrition Assistance Program regarding the 20% for ongoing households under the program? You know, that's a great question. When they came on and we were interviewing them and talking to them about it, they were saying that should have automatically been in there. Everybody should have gotten their 20% automatically, like no change. But we'll follow up and ask them about that. But, you know, but I thought that had already gone to you if you are a recipient. So if that's not the case, well, then we're going to get that answer for you. So write this down before we get too far away from it. We'll follow up on that right after the show. You know what I'm interested in? I saw that well, maybe I should hold on to that one. Hold on. Nap. Use a pen that works. I hear that's even better. Nap, 20%. Okay, we're going to call DCCA and get on that, and then we'll put together whatever information that we get from them, and we'll put it in a story and get it out to you. All right? Sound like a plan? All right, ready? And break. There we go. The weather is the big thing. We're going to be talking about some sports here in just a second, and then after that, we're going to dig into this other stuff. The big thing that happened yesterday that everybody decided to put stuff out about was deep sea mining, and boy, so. By the way, it's still BOEM on their website and everything like that, but now they're the Marine Minerals Administration. The Marine Minerals Administration, this is coming straight from their website on the story that we put out yesterday, published a proposed leasing notice for a potential critical minerals lease or lease sale in federal waters off the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, or the CNMI. The proposed leasing notice advances the leasing process to support responsible access to domestic critical minerals needed to strengthen U.S. supply chains, enhance energy readiness, improve the affordability of domestic manufacturing, and sustain the technologies that power the nation's modern economy. Got a quote from Matt Giancana, who's the acting director of MMA. No, not that kind of mixed martial arts. It's not that. But it says critical minerals are essential to America's national security, economic strength, and resource sovereignty. The United States cannot afford to depend on foreign nations for the resources that power our economy and support our defense industrial base. The Marine Minerals Administration is working to unlock the critical mineral potential of the U.S. Outer Continental Shelf responsibly, transparently, and with rigorous environmental review the American people expect. That's the quote from Matt Giancana, the acting director of the Marine Minerals Administration. It goes on to say the proposed leasing notice outlines the terms and conditions for the potential sale, including blocks under consideration, information to lessees, and proposed lease stipulations. In addition, the MMA has completed the environmental assessment analyzing the potential impacts of issuing commercial leases in federal waters near the CNMI, a Commonwealth of the United States comprising 14 islands in the Pacific Ocean east of the Philippines, including Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. The proposed leasing notice is supporting materials and the environmental assessment are now available online. Notice of availability for the PLN will be published in the Federal Register today. The issuance of the proposed leasing notice, that's the PLN, does not affirm that a lease sale will be held, nor does it guarantee that any exploration or collection activities will occur should the MMA move forward with its sale. If the MMA does decide to move forward with the lease sale, the agency will publish a final leasing notice, that'll be the FLN, which is better than the FAC, in the Federal Register at least 30 days prior to the sale date. For additional info, including the map, they've got all this other stuff. So that's it. That's the big deal that came out yesterday. And then everybody came out with a press release about that. And so nothing much has changed on the website itself for the CNMI page for BOEM. But the first thing was that story where everything came out. And then we had something from our floor leader who came out, Marissa Flores. She said she's got a resolution that she's introducing tomorrow that's going to deal directly with this. It's House Joint Resolution 2417. It's supposed to come out, and hold on, let me get this quote on there. It says that this is not a proposal to mine our ocean. It's about establishing the Commonwealth's rights before decisions are made about resources surrounding our islands. If these resources are ever developed, our people must have a meaningful say and receive a fair share of the benefits. She continues to say, our ocean resources, if they are developed, should create lasting benefits for the people of the Commonwealth. The time to protect those rights is before the resources are leased, not after. All right, and that is from our floor leader, Galvin De Leon Guerrero. Of course, you know him up there at the college, but he's also running for office. He's running for the top spot at the federal level as for congressman. And he's not a big fan of it either. He says, hey, we're descendants of seafarers that navigated the Western Pacific to settle on these islands. For a century, our people have sailed these waters, fished them, and taken care of them. It's our livelihood. It's our heritage. As such, decisions made thousands of miles away that affect our oceans must include us in a meaningful way. Hey, that makes sense. We also got stuff from folks who used to live here, but still have a vested interest in here, and folks from other territories as well. Angelo Villagomez, he's been on the show. He's my buddy, too. He says, hey, Trump's attempt to mine the seabed in the Mariana Trench will only benefit far-off corporate interests, while people who call these islands home will be left with all the costs and none of the benefits. He's a senior fellow over at the Center for American Progress. He says, any damage that happens from mining in this area presents permanent and irreversible risks to fragile ecosystems. The administration is again ignoring the overwhelming concerns voiced by people and local governments. And that is something that you're hearing from a lot of the folks who are part of like that Right to Democracy group. Our Congresswoman weighed in too. She gave us a bunch of input on it. She says, hey, nobody has been given permission. She's trying to calm everybody down a little bit. She says, nobody's been given permission to start mining the ocean floor around the CNMI. That's not what's happening right now. And she put out this video yesterday and says, hey,
while these are federal waters, let's be real, we're the people who live next door. Our fishermen use this ocean. Our culture is connected to this ocean. Our environment, our economy depends on this ocean. And she says, introducing these protections does not mean that she thinks that deep sea mining is good or should happen. It just means that she's doing her job before the decision ever gets made. She said this whole main thing is that it's not a permission to mine, but it's insurance for our people that if that day ever comes, we're good to go. So you can actually watch that whole video, her address, on our website, not on our website, but on our social media channels. And then we finally got something toward the end of the day when we were trying to get out of here, fun fact, from our governor. And, Governor Appetang, he definitely, he's a little methodical, and he came out with something. It says, our administration approaches this announcement with extreme caution. While MMA's proposed action covers preliminary data collection rather than commercial extraction, we must ensure that no activity, survey, or otherwise takes place without rigorous scientific baseline studies, complete transparency, and explicit protections for our marine resources. The governor said, hey, we'll welcome dialogue with the Department of the Interior and the Marine Minerals Administration, but our priority remains unchanged. We will thoroughly examine the proposed terms over the next 60 days to ensure that ecological integrity of our waters and the long-term well-being of the CNMI are fully safeguarded. And that's the full gamut from everybody, a little bit of everybody who's got any takes on all this other stuff. Evelyn says, please don't touch it. American Samoa did not allow them to touch their ocean either. Well, I mean, we're all connected, all these waters and all this other stuff. And it's a big conversation to have. We're going to try to get a couple of these experts in here to talk more about what's going on, what's planned, and how they see it as well. All right. Now we're at 8:35, so we're going to take a real quick break so we can kind of cleanse the palate and get you ready for something a little bit more fun. A lot more fun. Are you kidding? We got someone who goes by the name No Fear. He's ready to get on the camera right because he's not afraid of any of you. He's ready to take you down on the pickleball court right now. Are you ready? Do you think you can handle it? I don't think you can handle it. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.
Hafades Antiro, I am Lawrence Ferreran Camacho, running for governor alongside my running mate, Ms. Edith De Leon Guerrero.
We are running because we believe the CNMI can be a place where families choose to stay, where businesses grow, and where our children have opportunities to thrive.
And our focus is simple, and that is to turn recovery into real opportunity for the CNMI, to rebuild with purpose, with accountability and transparency that our people deserve.
Please vote for the Camacho de Leon Guerrero ticket, and let's build a future worth staying for. Si Diyos maasi,
Alam mo ay za pwede isainata unay todo ni bendisyon niya.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work. But ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live. And that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
Nelson traded his drill for a paddle in hand. Left the dentist chair for the pickleball stand. He's slicing shots, chasing dreams, crossing the sand. He's got a serve that'll make you understand. From Saipan shores to courts worldwide, he's got that island swagger, a champion stride. Pickleball Nelson, smashing through the air. From Saipan sunsets to anywhere. Then O'Donnell waits with a love so rare. In their paradise, then I'll spell, they'll always care. He's got a backpack of paddles, a heart full of zest. Flipping lobs in Rio, Asian serves in Budapest. But he always comes back to the place.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It's 8:41 in the morning, and we are talking pickleball today. There's so much going on in the world because the World Cup is coming up. And the World Cup runneth over. Do we want to get that fancy? We've got a couple of people who started pickleball in the Marianas, and they're with us this morning. We've got Dental Donna, and we've got Nelson. It is No Fear, right?
No Pain.
No Pain.
No
Well,
Pain,
I
Nelson.
keep thinking No Fear because he's a fearless
too.
guy. All right, Nelson, No Pain, and Dental Donna here with us this morning. Talk about the Pickleball Federation and the World Cup of Pickleball. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. I just wanted to back up for a minute for some of our viewers that might not know anything about the sport of pickleball. That we got started 6 years ago in the parking lot. The very first court was striped in the parking lot of our dental office, Paradise Dental Spa, there on Middle Road. And so our theme, now that we're going to the World Cup, and it's actually an invite only, so we didn't have to beg our way. They actually invited us to come.
That's awesome.
So our theme and our banners, they all say from the parking lot to the World Cup. And so it's a really big deal for our young organization. We are part of the NMSA, the Northern Marianas Sports Association. We are an official nonprofit 5013C. We'll talk about that a little bit later, why I'm mentioning that. So we leave next Friday, August 28th, and it started out, we were just going to take, maybe a few people, and that now has become, we're taking 28 players and 15 support people that are parents as well as just players for our, so it's like,
so many.
No Fear Nelson is probably a better than No Pain Nelson, because it's either it's either go big or go home with him. So I don't know what we were thinking, but we got 40 people with reservations and rooms. So when we first got invited, it was before Senlaku had hit. So the plan was that the players were going to raise a little bit and the Pickleball Federation was going to do everything else, right? Well, then the storm hit. So fundraising, I just want to mention here, NMI News Service was the very first donor, gave us a very large check to help us on our trip. But so we were having to fundraise in probably the worst fundraising situation that has ever hit the Mariana Islands, right? Because you think about it, anybody that had extra money, they were donating it to the relief efforts as well they should, right?
Yeah.
So I always say this game has a mind and a heart all its own. Challenges come up, somehow they just get solved. And we can't even really take credit for it because they all seem like miracles. So the miracle is that we just paid for 20 hotel rooms. We just paid $6,800 for shirts. And we've got one tournament that we want to talk to you about, hopefully coming up this weekend if the weather does us a favor. But yeah, so we are going. We have 5 different, I'll let Nelson talk about this part, but we have 5 different divisions that are going. And sometime during the show, hopefully we'll show you who we really want to showcase. Our youngest player that we're taking is 8 years old. And our oldest player is 74. And that's probably very unusual for any sport. Pickleball, as we say, it's for ages 8 to 80. And sure enough, and the World Cup, we're actually representing, it's not by level, it's not by skill, it's by age. So we are representing our country, the CNMI. We'll be in the opening ceremony with the flags, the whole bit. And our mission, I'm saying this for Marianas Visitors Authority, we take it very seriously. All 40 of these people have flyers that they're going to be giving out to introduce the CNMI to the world. We have 64 delegations, 64 countries that are going to be attending, and a good handful of them are our source tourism markets. You better believe we don't expect to win anything while we're there, by the way. So in our free time, in our free time, we're going to all become flag-bearing ambassadors for the CNMI to get tourism on the map. We're talking about doing an international tournament in February. So we're going to be, let's say, wind us up and turn us into, tourism representatives. So we're very, very excited about that. And the reason it was so important, the reason we didn't stop and say, oh, let's go next year, is because Vietnam is relatively affordable to get to. In the first year, this is only the 3rd year for the World Cup for pickleball. The sport is exploding. And I want to make sure everybody hears this. It's exploding mainly now in Asia. The U.S. is no longer dominating the sport. Asia is where it's happening. And that's our source markets for our tourism. So, in February, when it's freezing cold in China and Japan and Korea, we're going to get them all over here for the first international. We have no idea how to do an international tournament, but we will figure it out. Because the sport is right for this. We want to show our island that this can be, they say tourism is everybody's business. We take that seriously. We're a dental office, but we need tourism as well because the money trickles down to the dental office. So we take it very seriously that tourism is a big part of what we're going to Vietnam for. So my point is, the first year it was in Peru. Well, we can't afford to go to Peru, right? And then the next year it was in Florida. That $2,500 a ticket. We're not going to send 28 players, right? This one was affordable. So we had to just pull out all the stops and just get it done because it was either now or never, maybe.
Well, the tourism part makes sense because lately getting tourists here has been like pulling teeth. So that makes sense with everything you guys have been doing.
Yeah, no, but see, that is, yeah. And if you've never played the game, it sounds like, Greek, but this game is, if we have one more thing that we can offer our tourists, right? I'm not saying it's going to solve everything, but if we have one, every time we add something else that's a draw, pickleball is a draw. Nelson won't travel anywhere if he doesn't know the pickleball courts are there first.
Wow.
Our whole life now and vacations are I shop and he plays pickleball.
They're playcations.
Yeah, yes. Playcations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you make new friends. Everywhere we go now, people remember us because Saipan, nobody knew what Saipan was. And so when we show up in the States, Dr. Crum here is going to the national convention. We have 4 people. Now, what does that mean? That means they played in the States this year and won gold. Our little island, 4 people, 3 plus Nelson, because he just gets in because he's old, right? Okay. Anyway, that's okay. But 3 of them actually earned a spot and are good. They call golden tickets, right? So they're going to be in San Diego in November for the Pickleball Nationals. Well, when we go to the States, we've had several people from off island come through here. They know they run up to us because they know who we are and what we've tried to do here. And what I want to brag about, I'm so proud of, unlike the States where Parks and Recreation is building an indoor 20-court facility every other day around the corner from my sister's house, we don't have that luxury here, right? And that's okay. We know we don't have it. We're not asking anybody. Everything's been done with private donations. And so this time, for our tournament this weekend, it's our final fundraising tournament to get these little kids to the World Cup to make sure they can go. And we have a bazillion cool raffle prizes. So if you want to buy raffle tickets, they're 3 for $5, and you can buy them at Paradise Dental's clinic. We're here Monday through Thursday. We'll be here today and tomorrow until 5 o'clock. Or you can contact one of us. We have tickets. But there's a lot of great prizes. The grand prize is a $500 Joe 10 shopping spree courtesy of Pacifica Insurance.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one that's worth buying as many tickets. And so every ticket you buy, of course, gets you in the drawing for some great prizes, but it also gets these kids to Vietnam and they are so excited. We got one little player. She got one speed that she hits that ball. And we think she's got a good chance of something happening. Or we'll be taking tissues so everybody be crying. Anyway, it's going to be great no matter what.
So that's going to be, hopefully, if the weather works out. I mean, all the, like this, I like this banner, this image that you guys sent over our way.
With the little kids.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you who they are. Those children, it's Lenora Hay, Luna Lee, Evan Zhang, and Lawrence Kwan and they're 8 and 9-year-olds. And then our junior division is up to age 19. And then we have a open division that's to age 50, senior division up to age 60, and then over 60 is the masters division. Wow. And we have full teams with extra people. We have full teams that are going and competing and all. So Sunday night they did the draw live from Vietnam. We got to watch it. So Dulcie can talk about the draw.
They held the draw on YouTube, which was just cool to watch it happening live.
Yeah.
And the 5 divisions, there are 64 delegations participating. Not all have all 5 divisions filled like we do. The kids division, for instance, only has 14 delegations.
Only.
And the format is really interesting this year because the tournament is so large. They're doing a round robin format for the early rounds, and then the top 2 teams from each round robin group move on into a single elimination tournament. So the kids division, which is the 14 and under folks, which our kids are 8 and 9.
Oh my gosh, we got the youngest.
Yeah.
Are we the youngest team in the whole thing? We got to be pretty close.
Yes.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Our team plays the United States, Japan, and the Philippines in their round robin format. The United States had 30,000 people try out to make their team.
Wow, 30,000?
Yeah.
And we're good. Yeah. So yeah.
How do you? I wouldn't even know how you'd want to mess around with that. That's crazy. 30,000 people. Yeah, sure. And it's an actual tryout, or is it like a?
They had tryouts all over the country in the U.S.
Yeah, and so that's something important to also mention. We actually formed a while back a national team because there's literally tournaments all over the world, like every weekend. So we formed a national team of our better players. And it's from that national team that the World Cup players got picked. They competed for the spots. So they had to compete for the spots. So they've won these spots fair and square. The little children, we only had like 4, so they didn't have to.
That works out.
They had to compete, but they're going to be definitely the highlight of the trip.
Well, you guys got a lot of folks who are going to be playing. Nelson, you're not the oldest player. Who's the oldest player?
Nikki Nichols.
Nice. Now he plays all the time with you guys, right?
Yes.
Is he part of the board too? Was
Yes. Yeah. He
So-
started with us in the parking lot.
No
6
kidding.
years ago.
He
Yeah.
was one of the founding members.
And Mayor Vic Dunlop was a founding member in the parking lot days.
So of
yes.
the pickleball board, 5 of the 6 board members are playing in the tournament.
Oh wow, that's great.
I'm not playing.
So that's it. But you're supporting. So you have a real active board, like physically and active in the.
Oh, I want to talk about that for a second, so everybody knows. The board, the Pickleball Federation of the Northern Marianas board, has one mission, one and only one, and that is to expand the sport in the CNMI. Our board meetings last 3 and 4 hours every single time. That sounds like a simple mission, right? It isn't. You know, we're not the anybody's parents. We're not the Nazis. We are just trying to make sure everybody. So
That's going to be the quote.
To that
Pickleball
end,
board, we're not the Nazis.
yeah, well, we have to say that every now and then because we're just trying to keep things, moving along and for everybody to have fun and have it be all inclusive. And the reason I say that is all this focus now lately has been on these fancy players, right? Well, everybody on the island, listen up to this. 85% of the players of pickleball worldwide are rec players. They're not tournament dudes and dudettes, right? They're just simply play for fun, right? And it doesn't mean they're beginners.
Mm-hmm.
I've played for 6 years. I'm still a rec player, and that's all I ever care to be, right? So to that end, I made an executive decision, since I'm on the board, that every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. at Capitol Hill, we have a rec play group that plays together. Starting October 1st, the first Saturday of every month, starting October, first Saturday, 6 a.m., Capitol Hill, will be free beginner lessons. So we can teach you how to play the game correct. My heart is for the beginner. I like chasing balls because nobody can hit in the bounds, right? That's just my passion, is loving on our beginners. That's how you grow a sport. That's how you grow a business, right? New patients, new clients, new players, right? And so you have to make them feel welcome, and because they're going to be so bad in the beginning. It takes about 20 minutes to get good, but really good like these guys are.
That's a great thing. It takes 20 minutes to get good. That's my kind of game.
I know, we teach them. No, I'm serious. We teach them for 20 minutes the rules, and then by the last half hour, they're playing a game. We just want to make sure they get off to a good start. There's some etiquette involved, like bring a ball, don't walk on the court. So we really, as fast as it's growing here, we don't want everybody doing it differently, right? We want to teach them how to play and have a good time with anybody. Mm-hmm. So we are very devoted. When we say expand the sport in the CNMI, beginner lessons are part of that, rec play's part of that, helping these guys get to term. It's a big job. It's becoming full time, actually.
Sounds like it.
But we love it.
Well,
we absolutely love it.
You're sending a team to the World Cup. I mean, that's incredible, and if it's just started 6 years ago in the parking lot of your place, and here you are sending a full squad fully supported. This isn't like 4 people who just happen to have a few bucks who are just going to go and represent the
There's a
CNMI.
funny story there, because in the beginning we thought that's what it would be, the 4 people that could afford to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my daughter-in-law, hi Stephanie and baby Jade, my daughter-in-law said immediately, she said, no. She goes, that is just way too elitist.
Oh.
So I said, oh yeah, you're right. So then we backed up and we started meeting every week. We started doing the playoffs and, doing it where everyone could, raising funds. In fact, I want to mention something. In addition to the raffle tickets, we do have the Pickleball Federation of the NMI. We do have a PayPal account. If you've got an extra $5 or 50 cents and can go to that PayPal account and stick it in there to get these kids some spending money, while they're in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, that 50 cents
would
would
be
go a long
really
way
helpful.
too.
I mean, I'm just really saying,
especially with what PayPal charges.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know, but I'm not kidding. The fundraising has been really challenging, and we have had such, people like yourself, and we've had so many great companies that have, done what they could to help us, and we are so grateful that we're as far as we are with this.
Yeah.
But we got the last push now. We leave next Friday, August 28th. We still got the better part of 2 weeks to raise some more funds so the kids can have some money in their pocket when they get there.
Well, and some of that's money in the pocket, but the other thing is just, every little bit helps to get folks there too, right?
Yes, yes.
You guys had a lot of expenses. We're putting it up on the screen right now so folks can see it. That's the that one's it. That's the QR code is on that one, so people can get in
I think
there.
that QR code is for a GoFundMe account, but we also have a PayPal. It's Pickleball Federation of the Northern Marianas Islands is the PayPal.
All right. Well, you guys send me, or that's it. That's the address. If you guys have the QR for it or something.
I want to do a plug too. Marianas Visitors Authority, they gave us some great prizes for our raffle for the weekend tournament. And I want to show you, it's hot off the press. Wait till you see this. Can you see this? This is their neck towels.
That camera.
This camera.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see how it says Marianas Far From Ordinary?
Yes.
Are these the coolest things you've ever seen?
They're cool.
And they have a hat that says this. Beautiful blue. I mean, I just love the theme Far From Ordinary because that's a perfect description of who we are as an, ZNMI. It's a perfect description of our pickleball organization. In fact, I want something to look forward to when we went over to MVA the other day to take a picture and thank them for their donation. A lady came out that was working there and she said, have you ever tried pickled okra? And I said, no, how do you make that? She goes, you just chop up okra and pickle it. I said, okay, we're going to have a pickle festival. Because, a lot of island food is pickled, right? That's kind of a theme for the island. And we have a pickleball tournament. And so anyway, that's how it all, we got so excited. So anyway, that's how the Pickle Festival for February got going.
Pickle Fest.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car is going to be the main sponsor. They're looking for,
Yeah, and because they're green.
And I'm doing all the research now because we have no idea how to do this. Right, so we're going to be talking to NMSA and Alex Savlon and John Hirsch and how do you do this?
But marry that up with the farmers because all those cucumbers they get pickled.
Exactly.
People pickle everything. The ginger is a big deal.
I told the lady, I said,
cocoa is mango that's pickled.
Right.
There you go.
And I told the lady at MV, I said, it's so funny you're bringing that up because I had just read a health article that morning of the benefits of pickled things. I said, now you're talking about pickling things. Pickleball, pickle things. So yeah, we're very excited. We've got some hotels, which we won't name yet because the ink's not dry. We've got 2 hotels on the island now that are going to put pickleball courts in. So it's going.
Wow.
We're so excited about this. And so the World Cup being there and all the film that we'll be bringing back, I really think it's something that's going to get bigger and bigger here. And
So is this going to start a civil war with the tennis people? Are they going to be
No, man. Well, no.
Yes.
Hey, you know what we say? The best sport is the one you'll play, right? Doesn't matter what it is, right? We're not saying pickleball is the answer to everything, but it's growing everywhere. And we, here us in the Scenic, we do not like to be left out, right?
FOMO.
Right.
Fear of missing out.
That's right. So we're going to do everything we can. And I want to give a shout out to Parks and Rec. While the government is a little bit strapped for cash, Mike Cruz and his team have been awesome partners as we built Capitol Hill and they take care of the grounds for us. Yeah, it's just a great partnership. We're very, and hey, the private sector, as we all know, the private sector businesses, all the private sector businesses, as you well know, they're just problem solvers all day long. That's all they do, right? Make quick decisions, solve problems. So instead of waiting for somebody else to pay for something, we just get it. We got the SBA loan people up there looking at, because the lights went out and the fence came down in Sinlaku. And because the Federation adopted the Capitol Hill courts, we also adopted the repairs. We didn't quite read the fine print on that one, but we're happy to do it. So nonprofits can apply for an SBA loan and
Well, the rates are great. We've had them in here, and the terms are really good too. I saw the badminton federation, Oceania came in here too. They put down their own courts and everything. It's not just lines. They put down stuff on for indoor tournaments here. Is that a possible venue if we're going to host big events to have an indoor option like at a gym by doing something similar?
Yes.
Yeah.
we can't use the pickleball courts are the same size as a badminton court.
Oh,
but we can't use that surface because it's more rubberized and the balls don't bounce well on it. But they have a rollout surface that one of the hotels is going to be testing soon.
Whoa, I like it.
So rather than putting pickleball lines on a tennis court, they can roll the surface out for pickleball and then roll it back up for tennis.
Well, that's probably the great compromise, right? Because tennis was king for a long time, and it's not the same. It's still
They
exciting.
tie it to the lack of the Japanese tourism market.
And the big statistic that just blows me away every time I think about it is 1.9 billion Asians are playing pickleball.
Wow.
That's
Tourism.
a big number.
It's huge.
Yeah, if you started out with a family of 10 and it grew and grew and grew and grew, I mean, believe me, stranger things happen with this sport. And it is a family. When you have, your family, what can we all do and have fun together, right? Age 8 to 80, you got it. It's kind of like skiing, right? But skiing's so expensive. And then, of course,
Yeah, imagine we didn't even have the snow. We'd have to get that snow in here. Unless those cold days on top of Chow.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, but it's just not getting down too far down that rabbit hole on skiing. Skiing is a cool thing because you can have fun at your own pace. Like no matter what, you can. Your ability is not dictate, or your ability to have fun is not dictated by how fast you go or whatever. You can do it at your own pace and still enjoy it.
I would say that's very true with pickleball too. You can be the most beginner. In fact, I met a lady. How some of this Saturday morning stuff got started. I met a lady at our Rotary induction evening, and she was brand new on the island from Guam, and she said, I'm just looking for a forever beginner group. I said, I've been looking for you for years. So we got together. She's so fun, Doris Martinez, and yeah, that's kind of how things happen.
I want to see competitive Donna out there. Like, I want to see you smash a ball, get a point, be like, in your face, Mervick. Like that would be just... I would buy tickets for this event.
Oh, that's too funny.
It would still be sweet, though. I mean, it would still be, very nice. Anyway, this big event's coming up. The tournament is this weekend, August 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
Starts Friday night.
Weather dependent.
Well, yeah.
We've got indoor courts reserved for Sunday night for all the finals and the award ceremonies and the raffle. And I'll be talking to the sub hub, which is where the indoor courts are, about the possibility.
The sub hub?
It's what does it stand for? It stands for something.
Like if it's a food place, I'm in.
No.
Yeah.
Sub, SUPHUB.
Okay.
And Superior something.
Ultimate Hub or something. Yeah, I can't think of it.
Saipan's Ultimate
Ultimate Pickleball Hub. Yeah.
That's, I think, the SUP.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's that indoor court you came in talking about before.
Yeah, it's in Tonopah. Right, so it's got 2 courts. They're brand new. They just redid them. And for all of you people that are going to buy raffle tickets, you do not have to be present to win.
Even better.
Ooh, even better. So come get some. They're at Paradise Dental Spa from 8 to 5 today and tomorrow.
All right, and how much is it for the raffle tickets?
Three for $5.
3 tickets, $5.
Yeah.
3 tickets for $5.
I guarantee you this is going to be a great cause. You're going to be not just sending a team to play sports, you're going to be sending a team of ambassadors for the CNMI. And we've got people who have donated flags. I mean, we got Nelson's wearing one of the team shirts. We're just going to look spiffy.
I love it. And by the way, we got all kinds of comments coming in. One of them is, can Donna beat Nelson in pickleball?
No, in fact, I refuse to play with him anymore. He's mean.
Oh!
He makes mean shots. Yeah, we invited him one day because we didn't think we'd have enough beginners, enough rec play people. Don't call a rec play person a beginner. It's very insulting. I've done that before because they played for 6 years. So he came one day as a fill-in, and nobody could return the serve. We said we didn't ever invite him again. That would no fun at all.
Well, you got all those years being a dentist, you just grit your teeth with every little smash coming your way. Really, it's the serve right away. I thought the serve was kind of the easier one to get.
It should be.
Oh,
not his serve. He's got spin balls going 55 directions. You sound like And when it hits the ground, you know where it's going to end up.
Wow.
It's like he serves over here. You need to be standing over here to return it.
Is there a universal, like the NFL has their football, right? The Major League Baseball has their baseball, and that's it. But like tennis, there's all kinds of different tennis balls. Golfers, there's all kinds of different golf balls. Is there a tournament specific ball, or is it are there balls that are better? You know, how does that work?
Simple answer is no. There's not one ball. This tournament, for instance, the World Cup is using the Franklin X40 ball, which is the one we like the best. But there are about 5 brands of balls that they seem to alternate between. Whoever puts up the most money gets the
sponsors
right to use their balls. And like 2 of the big professional events in the States are run by or held at facilities. Lifetime Fitness, have you heard of them?
It's a gym.
Yes.
Chain.
Big outfit. And they said, well, if you're going to use our facilities, we want you to use our balls. So for a year, they had to use the Lifetime ball, which was more lively, and the pros didn't like the way it played. So they're back to using the X40 mainly.
So the X40 will be the game ball for the whole World Cup?
For the World Cup.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I do have one more thing to tell you.
Sure.
We had decided when we got back from the World Cup that, and this is a big deal. We've been thinking about it for a couple of years. We are starting in October to take the sport into the schools.
Ooh.
Now, we're going to need help. So I'm actually, this is going to be a public service announcement for anybody that wants to help me organize this thing. We can't do it all by ourselves, but we have had some interest. Specifically, Mr. Ben Jones has contacted us about Cagman and their basketball court. You can put 3 pickleball courts on a basketball court. Now, picture this, moms. I was a single mom for 13 years, and the hardest time of the day was from 3:30 when the kids got out of school till 5:30. They were too old for daycare centers, right? So it's just a terrible time to leave kids on their own. And I picture my vision is an after school program to where they can have fun, play with their friends, come home tired, eat dinner, do their homework, go to bed. Right? They can't get in trouble.
Yep.
Right. So anyway, we've got some great visions for getting into the schools and the youth, and much more focus on the youth once we get back. So we'll be focusing on the youth outreach as well as putting together an international pickle festival.
The pricing for the balls and for the nets and for all that stuff, it can't be easy. I know you guys must have done a lot of work to try to get those nets in. They look great, the portable ones, but